One of the reasons why we really have to get unstuck and lock into doing what we're supposed to be doing is because there are other people on the other end of you doing what you're supposed to be doing that's going to be a benefit to them. What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of the Rickey Jones Jr. podcast, where we do practical tips on how to get unstuck in life, to be in the place that you want to be, living where you want to live, traveling how you want to travel, and driving the vehicles that you want to drive. And so I am so excited about this one because it's been a while since we've talked in this manner, but this is one of my passions and desires for people to be living their best life, doing the things that they want to do, having what they want to have, but ultimately being the person that they respect, love, and cherish being. In this one, I love this tip, right? We're going to give tips on tips on tips each and every episode. And in this one, the tip of today is you can achieve what you can believe. Again, you can achieve what you can believe. Now, before you go, you may have heard this before. You may have come in contact with videos or talks such as this. However, stay tuned to this perspective that I'm going to give because, one, I've applied it to my life and I've been able to do things that I couldn't imagine, from going to a regular college to graduating from LSU, graduating with my master's, from then saying, oh, okay, I want to travel around the world, not having even a passport when I said that, but then from there, traveling to Aruba, traveling to the Bahamas, going to the United Kingdom, London, Paris, you name it, Turkey, I've been there, the continent of Africa, I now live here, right? All these different things that I've accomplished, but then being the person that I cherish and love each and every day, it all became because I dared to believe. And even if you're like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but just miss me with that. Well, let me just give you the three things that you have to do that I'm going to explain in this podcast. The first thing that you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is make a decision that you can achieve more. Make a decision that you want more. Make the decision. Number two, the thing that you have to do is to relieve yourselves from the opinions of others who have put their thoughts, their doubts, and their perspectives on you. Again, you have to grow on your self-esteem and not be empowered by what others have to say about you. Thirdly, last but not least, you then have to change your perspective. Start looking at things differently, start seeing things differently, and start seeing things the way you want them to be. So let me go ahead and jump in and we're going to have fun with this, okay? Like I said, step number one, ladies and gentlemen, is you have to make a decision that change is what you want and that more is what you should have, and get to that point where I'm just ready to make a decision. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, think about all the people that you know to be successful, that you see on TV or you see in magazines or you see on social media, wherever you see in people. Think of them, right? I want you to get a mental image of who they are. We're going to have fun with this one because in all the different people that you're thinking of and all the ways in which you see and find them to be successful, they first had to make a decision to be in the place that they are, to be where they are, to be doing what they're doing, to have what they have, and to be going where they're going. Nobody steps out of their bed one random morning and steps into success. Like, it just doesn't happen that way, right? We can hope and we can pray and we can desire for success. However, there are some actions that has to take place if our mentals aren't lined up with the simple fact that we can believe what we can achieve. Because a lot of people have even a problem with that. They have problems with believing the fact that they can actually achieve the things that comes to their mind. They can actually do the things that actually pops up in their head. And I dare to say, right, I wasn't even going to say this, but I dare to say the reason why it comes into your mind is for the simple fact that it's for you to do. It didn't come into my mind. It didn't come into your neighbor's mind. It didn't go into your parents' mind. It came into your mind. And I promise you, it's a specific reason. The specific reason is the fact that it's for you to do. You are equipped to do it. Maybe you may look and say, wait, I don't have the abilities. I don't have the network. I don't have the finances to be able to flush it all the way out to completion. Well, you have the ability to start. And you can start by writing it down, right? Writing it down, making it plain, making the idea to be a tangible thing. Because once it comes out of your mind onto pencil and paper or with a pen and paper, it becomes a physical manifestation of something that you had in your imagination. And I promise you, that is going to take you far, right? You could start right there and just start to create, download, write, and start creating from the blueprint that you do write down. However, with those people, as they made the decision, right, I had to make a decision. If I was just to even talk about myself real quickly, right, and I hope you could see yourself in the story that I tell. I was going to a college. I was going to a school. I was doing what was cool at the school, going out, drinking, smoking, laying with women, looking to join a fraternity, like doing all those things. However, I knew within myself, this wasn't what I wanted to do. This wasn't panning out to being the person that I wanted to be. I felt like the outcome of the life that I was then living was only going to lead to me having kids before getting married and being frustrated with the life that I was going to ultimately have. And so I had to make a change. And so, as I say that, I'm thinking about like the Michael Jackson song, I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. Anyway, I just love that song. Some songs are just rooted in me because of the impact of the words and the power that it has. But nonetheless, in it all, I had to make a decision, right? I made a decision. I said, I have to change. Like, this is not it. This is not allowing for me to be the person I want to be. So soon as I had the thought, ladies and gentlemen, it happens like this. Soon as I had the thought, my neighbor across the hallway, I was living in like a dormitory, but it was like apartment style. But nonetheless, it was a girl that lived across. She walked over and said she wanted to go to LSU for law school. And I was like, oh, okay, I heard of LSU before. Like, the Tigers and a great football team and athletic program. And, Shaq went there and so forth and so on. So I looked at it and I was like, I like this school. I like what I see online. Maybe I should apply. So I applied there, and I applied to another school in Virginia that was close to where my mom's side of my family is from. And so I applied to those two schools. That was it, because I said a change had to come, and those two schools were the change that was going to be. And so I ended up getting into both schools. However, I visited LSU, fell in love with the school, went to the school, and my life just soared from there. I say that for the person that is considering or thinking about making a change. However, their scenery, what they're seeing, which is stepping into number 3, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get there because you stay here. And with it, like I was saying, changing the scenery, changing the people, my environment, who I was hanging around, what I was readily available to, all those things being changed led to the opportunity for me to make a change and be able to receive and do the things that I believe that I could do, that I knew that I should be doing, that I felt like I had the ability to do. I felt like it was the time for me to do. I had to change my environment for that to take place. But like I said, in step number 1, I had to first make a decision that changes what I wanted. And even with the desire to make that change, an opportunity started to come my way. We probably heard of law of attraction by now. You might have heard of the movie The Secret, like all of those various things. Sift through it, right? But what I know to be true is when you make a decision about change, or you make a decision about progress or about future events, the things that are necessary for them to take place will start to come your way, whether it's good or bad. So why not have positive thoughts? Why not have thoughts that's going to help you get unstuck from the area that you're in, and allow for the opportunities to start coming your way, allow for the information, the people, the resources, the connections, the network to start coming your way. And I promise you it will take place. So we didn't have to go to number 2, right? Because this one is a monumental one. I could just have a whole speech about this one, which I'm working on a speech right now. One day I'll get the opportunity to share with schools and companies and other people around the world. But at the end of the day, in this speech is the necessity for all to be able to shed the thoughts of what other people have put on them and start to take on the identity of self and be self-aware. And a word that we don't use too often anymore, which actually is a strong word, is self-esteem. Like, we have to tap into the ability to build up our self-esteem, because with our self-esteem being high, we can be proud of the person that we see every day in the mirror, the person that we see the most throughout the day. If you look in the mirror, because, outside of that, you really can't see yourself. But with it all, the person that you are with for the majority of your life, every second of your life, you're with yourself. But with it all, we have to build our self-esteem. And oftentimes, our self-esteem is torn torn down and even given to others as they share different things about us, as they say, oh, we look beautiful, oh, we look handsome, oh, I like this, I like that, or I don't like this, I don't like that. And then you start to tear down to be and to conform to a person that will make that person smile or this person smile. I can even say for myself, I grew up living my life to please my parents. I wanted to make sure that they were happy with the person that I was, the things that I was doing, and how others were perceiving them by the things that I did. And so, it was beneficial in one case because it had me to do things in a positive way. However, it was also damaging because it was like, I'm just doing things to make you smile. I'm just making sure that whatever I do is pleasing to you, even though there may be other things that I want to do or explore. However, it just didn't take place that way. However, when I graduated from undergrad, when I graduated from LSU, which I did graduate, like I said in the beginning, I gave my diploma to my parents. Like, that was a true meaningful moment because I thought and felt within myself, I did this for you. I knew you all graduated from college, have degrees, and wanted that for me. And so here, this is something that we've achieved together throughout the years of school and education. We did it. However, at that moment in time, I also said within myself, we have to figure out what we're going to do for us. We have to figure out what we want to do, what we are here for, and what decision we can make to achieve what we can believe. And so from that, I started praying. I started asking God, I'm a man of faith. Therefore, I started seeking inner wisdom that would allow for me to explore what is going on the outside. And so after finding out who I was and what I was created to do, who I was created to be, and the purpose for my life, I said, okay, let's tap in, let's go in. And then I started soaring, right? I started endeavoring to do things that my parents didn't even imagine me doing, or going places that I didn't even see myself going. However, I had the self-esteem, the self-confidence, the self-worth to say, okay, I can do it. And that may cause for you to start writing some affirmations down, right? Start writing some positive things about yourself that you can say to yourself on a regular until you start seeing yourself being that positive person that you desire of yourself, right? Just play that back if you need to. But at the end of the day, we have to get to a point where we know who we are, why we were created, and what we have the ability to do, and not be leaning on the applause of others, the head nods, or the you go do it from others. Like, sometimes you just gonna have to motivate yourself. There's a song that says sometimes you have to encourage yourself, and it's so true. I was in LSU encouraging myself in times where I just felt like, I was out here by myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to do better, but it's rough, it's tough. Like, man, who do I lean on? And I had to come into contact with myself to realize, hey, sometimes it's just gonna be you. It's gonna be you versus you v you, depending on who you're talking to. And in it all, you can achieve. I promise you can achieve what you can believe. I graduated with an undergrad. I graduated with a master's. Why? Because I believed in myself and the abilities that I had and the decisions that I made to make the change, right? And so, like I said, there's three things. The third thing that you have to do in this realm of you can achieve what you can believe, and I'm going to give you a bonus, right? But the third one is you have to change your perspective, right? Change your environment, because oftentimes we grow up in limited environments that gives us limited beliefs and tells us what we have the ability to do, how far we're able to go, and what we should be doing because of who we are. But oftentimes when you go out of that environment, you get to realize, wow, this world is really big. Wow, the opportunities are really large. Wow, the opportunities are really great over there. If I could just get over there, I would be much better than where I am over here. And so with that being said, you may not have the ability to just pick up and move to another location, pick up and move to another state or another country or another continent like we did. However, what you do have the ability to do is go look at videos, go on YouTube, go explore Bora Bora, go explore the Philippines, go explore Australia, London. I'm telling you, there is a YouTube video for any country that you may just want to explore and imagine yourself there, which we're going to tap into that imagination. But then even from that, it may be that you want to move to another neighborhood within your city or within your state. Go drive there. It's okay. right? I did that. I had to do that. I had to drive around to different neighborhoods and areas and zip codes that I wanted to see myself in. I was just driving around. Like, nobody antagonized me. Nobody told me to leave. Nobody told me I couldn't do it. Now, if it's a gated community, maybe you can't get into the gated community. However, you could drive around a community. But in it all, what you could do is just drive around. Start seeing it. Start seeing it. Start imagining yourself there. You may have to park on the side of the road and start walking the sidewalk. Start being in that space. Start seeing yourself there. Start literally being there, just to give yourself a just transformation of thought, transformation of what's possible, transformation of what's available. And so do that. If it's a new car, go to the dealership. Go to the dealership of the vehicle that you desire, if you desire a vehicle that you don't have, and just go there. Go sit in it. Go talk to a salesperson. I'm telling you, they are some very, very, very nice people if you're honest and upfront with them. You don't go there to waste their time saying you want to buy a car when you know you don't have the ability to buy the car, but then that's just messed up, right? That's integrity. However, go there. And I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video on the family channel that we have. The Jones family channel is our family channel on YouTube. And I'm going to do a video next week where I want to have a Land Rover Defender, which, you know, I've been reading a lot about them and they say they bad cars. But anyway, I just like what they look like. So right now I like them and want it. So I'm going to go and sit in one of those, right? I don't have the ability to buy it, but I want to sit in it and see myself in it, as well as a Mercedes convertible, right? Those are two vehicles that I really, really, really want, and I really, really will have. Why? Because I believe that I can achieve that. And so it will take place. I'm going to go. I recommend you to go. Go to the dealerships. Go sit in the vehicles. Go sit in the cars. If the salesman is really, really nice, he'll let you test drive the vehicles just so you can start to embrace the capabilities and abilities that you have to achieve what you can believe. And even with that, you may be like, I don't want to do all those things. I like being by myself. I don't want to talk to anybody. Okay, well, use your imagination. Your imagination is one of the greatest things that you have, one of the best things that you used when you were a child. However, because of people, because of what people said no to, because people say you didn't have the ability to do, you started to limit what you imagined that you had the ability to achieve. However, start tapping into that imagination. And being the man of faith that I am, I think of scripture. One of the scriptures that says, and it applies for all, whether you are a believer, a Muslim, atheist, whatever, nothing, right? You could just be a nothing. It applies to you. It applies to you. And the scripture is, all things are possible to them that believes. All things are possible. You can do all things. You can do anything that you believe you have the capability to do. You can believe it to be so, right? If there are actions as well with the belief that you have, the thoughts that you have, and the positive aspirations that you may be desiring and hoping for. What are you believing for? Let me know in the comment section below if you're bold enough. Let me know what you are believing for so that you can have me to believe with you as well. And we can see those things that you can believe for take place, right? And that's the beautiful thing about life. Right? We can get unstuck. We can get out of the rut that we may find ourselves in, get out of the place of stagnation that we are frustrated with each and every day, right? We can get out of the ability of tomorrow is going to be the day or next time will be the time. No, let's get past that. Let's start acting out on what we desire to see take place, acting out on what we desire to see manifested, because one of the reasons why we really have to get unstuck and lock in to doing what we're supposed to be doing is because there are other people on the other end of you doing what you're supposed to be doing that's going to be a benefit to them. Me doing this video, me doing this podcast is, yes, letting you all know my story, but then also there's a burning desire to help people get unstuck within me. There's a burning desire for people to be smiling because of the life that they live and the opportunities that they get to walk into each and every day. There's a burning desire within me to help people to be able to see and unlock the hidden potential that's on the inside of them, such as you, right? There are other people such as you on the other end of the desire that I have. Same for you. There are other people that desire the art that's within you to create the music, the songs, the dances, you name it. There are other people on the other end that has the desire to receive what you have yet to deliver to this world. So let's get unstuck. Let's achieve what we have the ability to believe, and let's start walking in the beliefs. How about that? We're going to start walking in the beliefs that was once in our head that will then be a part of our each and everyday lives. So with that being said, great people, I love you all. I truly, truly do. I appreciate you all for locking in, for tuning in, for leaning into what has been said thus far. And know that you can get unstuck. Know that all things are possible to them that believe. And know that you can achieve what you can believe. All right, great people. I see y'all next week. Peace.